Hello and welcome to Vision Academy. My name is Hanmant Ladwa and in this video we are going to write a program to read and display the elements of 2D array in C. Let us write the preprocessor directives hash include in angular brace we'll write standard input output .h header file, and the next preprocessor directive is hash include in angular brace will console input output .h header file. Next we'll write void main function curly open brace, and here I'm going to declare two-dimensional array of type integer. So here the first subscript represent row and the second subscript represent columns. Next comma, here I'm going to write I, j are the two subscript variables. R represent row and C represent column. Here we'll write CLR SCR function which is used to clear the screen. Now we will ask the user to enter the order of matrix using printf statement. In a double quotation mark I'm going to write enter the order of matrix. So /n end the double quotation mark, put semicolon, and now we are going to receive the response from the user through keyboard using scanf statement. Here I'm going to write in a double quotation mark %d format specifier, end the double quotation mark, put comma, ampersand of row and ampersand of column, and put semicolon. So after receiving the order we have to ask the user to enter the elements. So I'm going to write printf in a double quotation mark, I'll write enter the elements colon /n end the double quotation mark and put semicolon. So here I have to use two for loops because we have got two subscripts in a two-dimensional array. So for I is equal to 0, I is less than R row I plus plus. Next for loop for j is equal to 0, j is less than C column j plus plus. Now using scanf function we are going to receive the input from the user through keyboard. Here I'm going to write %d format specifier for integer type of data and put comma, ampersand of, here I'm going to write a of I j. Next put semicolon. So after receiving this these elements for the matrix we have to print them as it is. Here I'm going to write printf in a double quotation mark, I'm going to write the entered matrix is /n end the double quotation mark and put semicolon. Now once again in order to print the elements we are going to use the same iterative statements. For I is equal to 0, I is less than row and I plus plus. Next here I'm going to use curly open brace. Next for j is equal to 0, j is less than column j plus plus. Now I'm going to write printf statement in a double quotation mark, I'll write %d end the double quotation mark, put comma, here I'm going to write a of I j and put semicolon. Once again I'm going to write printf statement and here I'm going to write /n in a double quotation mark. So this is a simple statement which will get iterated using this particular looping construct. Next curly closing brace for this respective opening brace of for loop. Now we'll write get ch function and curly closing brace for main function. Now let us take an example. Here I'm going to write output. Once we compile and run this program it will ask the user to enter the order of matrix. So I'll write enter the order of matrix. So just because of this /n cursor will come down to the next line. So here I'm going to enter 2 and 2. So 2 is stored in the first variable R and the second 2 will be stored in the next variable C, that is column. Next it will ask the user to enter the elements. Enter the elements. So because of this /n cursor come down to the next line and will start inserting elements one after the other. For example I'm going to enter 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, yes. So let us check out how exactly this works. So for I is equal to 0, j is equal to 0. Okay, so this is the name of the array is A. The first element will be stored in A of 0, 0 is equal to 1. Okay, next again control transfers to inner for loop by incrementing the value of j by 1 just because of this j plus plus. Now j is 1. 1 is less than 2. Yes, it is true. Once again, it is going to receive the next element, that is 2. So 2 will be stored in what? I was 0 and j is 1. So a of 0, 1 is holding 2. Similarly, again control transfers to this inner for loop by incrementing the value of j by 1. Now j value is 2. 2 is less than 2. No, condition fails. Then the control transfers to outer for loop by incrementing the value of j by 1. Now I is 1, j is 0. Here I'm going to write a of ij. I is 1, j is 0. That stores value 3. Again, control transfers to inner for loop by incrementing the value of j by 1. Now j is 1. 1 is less than 2. Yes, condition is true. I was 1. J is now 1. So I'm going to write here a of 1, 1 is equal to 4. So again, control transfers to inner for loop by incrementing the value of j by 1. Now j value is 2. 2 is less than 2. No, condition fails. Again, control transfers to outer for loop by incrementing the value of I by 1. Now I is 2. 2 is less than 2. No, condition fails. If the condition of the outer for loop fails, then it is going to execute the next statement. What it is going to print? The entered matrix is. So I'm going to write here the entered matrix is. Because of this backward slash n, cursor come down to the next line, and here for I is equal to 0, j is equal to 0. So how exactly it will be mapped in a memory? So I'm going to write it in a rectangular box. So whose index number is 0, 1, 0 and 1. So here I is pointing to row, that is 0, and j is pointing to column, first column, index number 0. For the first time I is 0, j is 0, and it is going to print a of ij, that is a of 0, 0, 0, 0. A of 0, 0 consisting of what? 1. So 1 will be placed in this particular block. Okay. Next, again, the control transfers to inner for loop by incrementing the value of j by 1. Correct? So I was 0, j is 1 now. 1 is less than 2. Yes, condition is true. Once the condition is true, then it is going to print a of 0, 1. So 0, 1. 0, 1 consisting of what? 2. So 2 will be stored here. Again, control transfers to inner for loop by incrementing the value of j by 1. So now j value is 2. 2 is less than, column is what? 2. Is it true? No, it is false. 2 is less than 2? No, false. Correct? Yes. If it is false, then this particular printf statement will not get executed. It is going to execute the next statement, printf backward slash n. So what it does, it is going to bring the cursor down to the next line. So the next element will be inserted over here. Then control transfers to outer for loop by incrementing the value of I by 1. I was 0. Now I is 1. Okay. So I is pointing to 1. J is 0. So j is pointing to 0. So I is 1. J is 0. Printf. So here in this particular block, I is 1, j is 0. I is 1, j is 0, consisting of 3. So it will be stored in this particular block. Again, control transfers to inner for loop by incrementing the value of j by 1, because we have written j plus plus here. Okay. Now it is 1. 1 is less than 2. Yes, condition is true. Again, it is going to print I value was 1, j value is also 1. So here you can see 1, 1 in this block. Here a of 1, 1 consisting of what? 4. So here in this particular block, we are going to write 4. Again, control transfers to inner for loop by incrementing the value of j by 1. Now j value is 2. 2 is less than 2. No, condition fails. Then the control transfers to the outer for loop by incrementing the value of I by 1. Now I value is 2. 2 is less than 2 because r is 2. Hence, this is also false. Once it is false, then the control comes out of this entire looping structure and it is going to execute the next statement, get ch, and then terminates the program. So what it is going to print? It is going to print the elements of the matrix 1, 2, 3, 4. Let us execute this program. For that, I will take you to my laptop screen. Here you can see I have already written this program in Turbo C++ compiler to save your time. Let us compile this program by pressing Alt F9. Here it is showing success. That means there is no syntax error. And now let us run this program by pressing Ctrl F9. Here it is asking the user to enter the order of matrix. For example, I'm going to enter 2 and 2. That is 2 rows and 2 columns. Now it is asking the user to enter the elements. For example, I'm going to enter 1, 2, 3 and then 4 and press enter. Here you can see the entered matrix is 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 rows and 2 columns. I hope you understood this program. If so, please write down in the comment box as understood. Thank you.